And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it.
The crowd explodes. Cameras flash like lightning. A bold promise echoes through the hall.
One way or the other, we're going to get it.
But far north, where the sun barely rises and wind bites like teeth, Greenland doesn't cheer. It just keeps moving. Glaciers groan and crack into black water. Radar signals cut through endless night. Cliffs stand silent, carved by storms older than nations. This isn't a stage for big speeches. It's a wall of ice and rock that breaks plans before they start. This video shows exactly why President Trump would fail if he tried to invade Greenland. Not because America is weak, because the Arctic fights back with unbreakable laws, impossible weather, loyal allies, and costs that never stop growing. We'll walk through it step by step.
Greenland is critical, not just to our national security, but to the world's national security. People don't realize this. The entire missile defense infrastructure is partially dependent on Greenland. Have the Europeans, have the Danes done a proper job of securing Greenland and making sure it can continue to serve as an anchor for world security and missile defense? And the answer is obviously they haven't.
First, understand what Greenland really is. At the top sits Pituffik Space Base, America's eyes in the sky. Giant radars there watch for missiles coming over the North Pole. They protect the US, Canada, all of NATO. One wrong move, and that protection breaks. The deal has worked for decades. Denmark gives the land, Greenland gives the perfect spot.
If you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, there are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland either the nice way or...
Why is it so important to you to own it when you have a military presence there, which you could expand to affect security?
Because when we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it.
America brings the tech. Touch that deal, and everyone gets nervous, even your closest friends. Around it lies the GIUK Gap, the narrow sea path between Greenland, Iceland, and England. Russian submarines sneak through here to reach the Atlantic. NATO patrols stop them, lose control of Greenland, and that door flies open.
But we're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen if we don't.
Denmark owns Greenland legally. It's part of their country, but runs its own local government. Most of the island hides under ice, 2 miles thick. People live on the thin coasts, 56,000 total, in towns like Nuuk, Sisimiut, Ilulissat. No roads connect them, just planes, helicopters, ships that fight ice every day. The coastline stretches forever. Distance here feels alive, cold, hungry, waiting to slow you down.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Step 1 of any invasion. The law stops you cold. Greenland is Danish territory. NATO's Article 5 protects it. Attack one ally. Fight them all. From Norway to Spain, doors slam shut. World law forbids taking land by force. Even talking takeover would crack NATO apart. Denmark already put soldiers there as a warning. Europe whispers about sending more. This isn't a suggestion. It's a red line drawn in snow. Law holds the door. Nature bolts it shut. Imagine your ships, carriers, landing boats, packed with troops. They squeeze into narrow fjords, tall rock walls on both sides. Easy targets. Drones watch every move. Summer ice chunks smash propellers. Winter, sea turns solid. Airports like Nuuk or Kangerlussuaq look good on maps. Take one. Now what? No roads inside. Every soldier, every bullet, every meal flies in by helicopter. Winds slam them down. Fog hides targets. Ice coats wings and guns. Fuel disappears fast in the cold. Tires pop. Batteries die. One storm, and you're blind. Cold doesn't just chill. It breaks everything, piece by piece. Plans full of "if weather allows" are already dead.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too, I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. Sure, we had lots of boats go there also.
You grab a runway. Great. Now feed your army. No highways. Helicopters fight thin air and storms. Big planes circle forever. NATO hits back hard. Danish ships block the sea. Norwegian subs hide below. British planes fill the sky. Iceland sends troops. The GIUK Gap turns into a trap. Sonars ping. Torpedoes wait. Greenland's people, tough hunters.
Security. They haven't done a good job of securing that area, that landmass. And what I hear them say is they always make an argument about the past. They'll say, well, we fought together in World War II, or we fought together in the war on terrorism. And we're grateful for that. We love having these allies. But just because you did something smart 25 years ago doesn't mean you can't do something dumb now. And the President of the United States is saying very clearly, you are not doing a good job with respect to Greenland. We're going to make sure we defend America's interests. And I think the President's willing to go as far as he has to make sure he does that.
Local leaders know every rock and path. They don't want strangers landing with guns. One parliament vote, and the whole island turns against you. Fuel disappears. Roads get blocked. News spreads worldwide.
We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism.
Picture the fight day by day. Day 1, ships gather. Satellites see them coming. Day 2, enter fjord. Signals glitch from northern lights. Day 3, land troops, but night hits -30. Wind throws ice like bullets. Day 4, helicopters freeze, guns jam. Small teams get lost. Day 5, locals slip away. Call allies. Day 6, NATO ships cut your supplies. No food, no fuel. Cameras film American soldiers trapped by American friends. The big win turns to nightmare. Russia and China? Perfect excuses. Russian subs patrol quiet. China builds research spots. But if America attacks an ally, they just watch and laugh. NATO fights itself. Europe pulls away. Meanwhile, warming ice opens new ship paths. More ships mean more crashes, oil spills, rescues. You need friends for that, not enemies. Money runs out fastest. Cold eats fuel 4 times faster. Parts break twice as much. Every plane, tank, gun needs special heat. Oil, tents, satellites fail up north. The quick takeover, billions every month, pulling cash from real wars.
And NATO's got to understand that. I'm all for NATO. I saved NATO. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a NATO right now.
Trump loves deals. Here's the real one. America already uses Pituffik by agreement. GIUK stays safe together. Want better? Talk. Share radar upgrades. Train Greenland workers. Fix runways as partners. Build icebreaker ships. Practice rescues. Respect wins more than force. Denmark balances freedom and family. Greenland builds its future. Push too hard, they push back. Help smart, they invite you in. Real life there. Danish boat in harbor.
CNN's international diplomatic editor, Nick Robertson, he is on the ground for us in Greenland. Nick, the Prime Minister of Greenland very bluntly said he does not want to be owned by the United States. The President of the United States saying that if they don't do it the easy way, they're going to do it the hard way. The big picture here is what's happening with the people of Greenland. What are they saying?
Yeah, they're incredibly concerned, and I think the latest language used by President Trump is going to be even more chilling. Everyone here has been telling us this meeting with the Danish and Greenlandic foreign ministers, with J.D. Vance, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio today is a big meeting. It is a big deal. It has everyone here worried. You know, when you speak to people here, it is very clear. No one wants to be part of the United States. Perhaps there are divisions on the independent side of how quickly the country should move to independence, which is a sort of an overwhelming view. But the Prime Minister has made, as you said, made very, very clear, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland, therefore, is part of the EU and part of NATO. And that's where they look for support, and that's where they look for their strength.
If you don't know which country you're living in a month, then, you know.
Is that real for you right now?
No, I don't want it to be real. I really try to push that thought down. But that is the worst case scenario, that, you know, in a month I'm American. We don't even have military in Greenland. I don't know, you know, we wouldn't be able to resist the American military. No one can resist the American military.
American plane lands gear. Local workers unload. Normal day. Ignore normal. Lose the big picture. Enemies love when America fights itself. The Arctic hates show. It rewards steady hands. Friends close. Plans real. Work endless. Invading Greenland doesn't make America safe. It makes enemies everywhere. Drains money, hands seized to rivals. Real question, what do you need? Radar's watching, ships safe, bases ready. Friends give that, force takes it away. Ice remembers bad moves, wind carries the news. People see who listens. Years from now, more ships, more fights, more choices. Pick friends and patience. Greenland stays your shield. Pick grab and glory. Everything cracks. The North speaks soft. Listen hard.
Joining me right now is a member of Greenland's parliament, Juno Berthelsen. Thank you so much for coming back on. Juno, how do you respond to what we now just hear, the latest from the president? And what do you think it means for the Greenland and Danish leaders who are what they're walking into now in this White House meeting?
We think that it's very positive that Greenland's Minister for Foreign Affairs represents the Greenlandic people at the meeting. And of course, positive with the diplomatic dialogue being initiated, which Rhetoric, our party, has advocated for a long time. And it's important to say that Greenland is and wants to be a part of the Western Alliance and continue to be an ally of the U.S. as well as an ally of NATO and Denmark. We are through Greenland being a part of the currently a part of the Danish kingdom. Is in NATO, and Greenland has been an ally of the U.S. since the Second World War. We're allies now. We will stay allies in the future. So that will be the most important things that we would hope would be communicated at the meeting, and that there will be understanding between Greenland and the U.S.
But hearing the President of the United States set the tone going in, and the Vice President, as we know, from experience, does not really differ from President Trump and his views, especially in policy. When the President of the United States says anything less than Greenland being in the hands of the United States is unacceptable, I mean, you may see this meeting as progress, but what do you see do you see that as a new threat from the President of the United States?
Well, we just want to make sure that these diplomatic lines are being used and that they're initiated now. What is being said to the media, and I've done a lot of interviews with media from all around the world, saying that Trump has his own style and has a way of creating headlines and saying these things that kind of create outrage. But I think it's important to remember that both Republicans and Democrats are not in support of having this aggressive rhetoric and the advances that we've seen from Trump and some of his high positioned people in his administration. We have to remember that a lot of Republicans, which are creating the background for Trump to be in the position that he is, they do want to seek diplomatic solutions. They don't want to hear any talks about invasion of Greenland and destroying the NATO that we see today. And creating any more tension between the United States and Denmark and the rest of the world.